Warning: the material discussed in this show may be sensitive or a trigger for some listeners. Strong language and topics are discussed. We talk with active duty service members and practice OPSEC at all times. You have been warned. Welcome to Bipolar Dragons. I am your host, Jason, and this is a game where a bunch of us talk show hosts get together and play Dungeons and Dragons. And so we got a couple guests that we're playing with today. Hopefully a couple more will show up before too long. Just want to welcome you all to the show. If you want to get a hold of me or have a topic suggestion or any kind of a comment, you can reach me at thebipolardm@gmail.com or visit my webpage, www.thebipolardm.com. There you'll find my podcast, links to my live show, as well as resources on Dungeons & Dragons, indie writing, and mental illness. If you're not listening live, we are on podcasts all over. Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon, among others. But if you have the chance to catch us live on Facebook Live, you can check us out at wherever you're seeing this, or at the handle at Bipolar Dragons or at Bipolar DM, and you can catch us there. Want to let you all know that we're a proud supporter of the Safe Spot. This web show, as well as other shows on the WLFE-DB radio family, are all participants in the Safe Spot, where you have a chance to go somewhere virtually that is safe for you, without judgment, without criticism, or any of that. Now, we're not trained psychologists, we're not psychiatrists, but we're here to listen, and we will not judge you or try to solve your problems, but just be there for you. So we also have tons of resources too if you're struggling or in crisis. So be sure to check us out at WLFE-DB.com. There, click on the Safe Space button. It's pretty big and prominent. And wanted to welcome everybody to our weekly show here on Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitch TV. And this is Bipolar Dragons. And so let's go ahead and get this started.
Fantastic.
All right, we got two. Yes, welcome to the game. Now, we only got two players right now. We're supposed to have a couple more join in. Hopefully, that'll catch up pretty quick. But otherwise, we'll just run this as a two-person adventure. And let's go ahead and start with introductions. Izzy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, your show, and who you're playing?
Hey there, I am Izzy, also known as Hollis Taylor, and I am the host of Rainbow Soul and the author of The Divine Androgen. I'm a non-binary person, and I'm playing a non-binary character by the name of Willow Bartik, who is halfling, so they can pick locks and sneak around and things like that. But in actuality, they're actually a healer. So they're also cross training from thief to cleric. So, and I can also turn undead and things like that. So.
Outstanding. And now our guest player, Lee, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, your upcoming show that you got in the works right now, and who you're playing.
Hi, I'm Lee. I am a trans man. I go by he and they pronouns. The upcoming show is called the Fragmented Minds Podcast, which is hosted by Celine and Xanady System. It's being quoted as a mental health deep dive from the patient's chair. One of the hosts is from the UK and one is from the USA, so the perspectives of different kinds of healthcare and different kinds of social pressures are being examined while they're talking about personal experiences with mental health. Currently, it is in production, but there is a Twitter, an Instagram, and a YouTube that can all be checked out.
All
My
right, great.
character is Dion Clifson. This is also known as Hermit of the Tide Pools. He is a dwarf who has studied at the monastery for a time to become a monk.
Okay, great. All right, let's go ahead and get it started. We're going to be experimenting a little bit with some sound effects, so hopefully this will work out well. I also got minis too, so we're going to take some pictures and show those up too when we get into combat.
Cool.
Okay. You guys arrive at the city of Kwato. It's a large city. It's actually the capital city of the kingdom of Saldatra. And you just arrive off the boat, and it is a busy morning on the docks. There's shipping containers coming in, barrels, and all kinds of stuff being offloaded, unloaded onto ships, ships being moved out, ships being moved in. And you're right in the middle, standing there on the dock in the bustle and hustle of everything, kind of in the way. You got nowhere to go. You got just a handful of gold in your pockets, and you're looking for a job. So what are you guys going to do?
So is there a store or something nearby? Is there like a shop or
Yeah,
or
actually, yeah. If you look ahead, you do see on the road there several shops and taverns of all kinds of types. A lot of the shops, though, are mostly nautical and relating to supplies to the sailors and stuff like that. But this is a big city, so guarantee that you can find whatever you need to look for in this city. Up ahead, you do see a rather busy dragonborn. This is a half man, half dragon, so he has a dragon's face and head, but he has the body kind of like a man, but with scales and a tail. He's red, and he is holding a ledger and checking it off, and he's talking to several ship's captains at the same time.
Okay. So it sounds like he's managing things like that. I might go over and introduce myself to him and ask him if he knows of anyone that has any work.
He barely looks up at you as as you're talking to him, but he does obviously hear you because he's sitting there still writing everything like that, and he points with his quill, says, "Go up the King's Road about half a mile, and you hit the square. And there in the middle of the square is a job board. That's what you need to look for if you want a job." And then he kind of dismisses you and goes right.
Can my character overhear this while lingering around?
Oh, do we lose Lee? Oh, okay,
Can you
there
hear
we
me?
go. Back. All right, everyone's back together again. Sorry, I had an alarm go off on my phone.
Oh, okay. Can
So,
my
here
would
you
my
go.
character be
You're
able to
now in the
overhear
middle of
this?
this dock. You got the job board ahead of you. You got all kinds of shops. You are free to go anywhere you want to explore.
Go ahead, Lee. I think you were asking something.
Oh yeah, I was
I
wondering
can't
if
hear
my
you,
character could
Izzy.
overhear the job board conversation while lingering around.
Give me another sound check.
Check, check, check.
Can I hear anybody? Lee, can I hear you? I can't hear you either.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's having a sound problem.
Gives me more time to
Just so
think
you
about
can
what my
hear each
character can
other.
do here.
Right. It's a tech thing. Well, I suppose he'll be back. Tell me about your character real quickly. Tell me about your character so I
Um,
can.
so what I've been thinking so
The monk,
far,
right?
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. I think that. All right. Now it sounds like we got our sound back. Sorry about the little technical snafu again. My alarm went off and then it just screwed everything up on my phone. So where I left off, I think is you guys are standing in the middle of the dock. You got a
Yep.
job board just about a half a mile ahead of you. You got all kinds of taverns and local shops that are ahead of you, restaurants too, and stuff like that. And you got a sack full of gold. Where do you guys want to go first?
Dion is going to go straight for the job board.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All
I'm
right.
gonna go. We're gonna both walk up to the job board together.
As you walk up the road, you encounter the morning traffic of the streets. It's a busy day in the market and along the shops that are lining the road of the lining the way of the King's Road. And ooh, let me check something. Sorry about that. I thought I had another, but no. Anyways, you guys are on the King's Road, go up traffic, and you're dodging in and out, and you're dodging in and out of traffic, horses, carts, stuff like that. Eventually, you press on and you make it to the square. And it's a big, huge open market going on right now. A lot of it's farmers market, so it's a lot of produce and stuff like that. Fish from the wharf has come up there too. Plus, there's a couple merchants in there selling all kinds of oddities, traveling supplies, adventuring supplies, stuff like that. And seated in the middle of this open market is a large job board with several dozens, if not two or three more dozen, slips of paper stapled or tacked to it. As you approach it, you see that there are also several other people are looking at it too, including a dwarf who's pretty grizzled, has a huge scar right down the left side of his face. And he's just studying a piece of paper, which as is a missing child poster. In fact, as you look at the job board, there's several missing children in the city, which is quite odd. You read the job board, and there's a couple jobs out there. One of the first ones that catches your eye is that there's a bounty for a wanted murderer by the name of Ernest P. Wallard. And there's a sizable reward for him if you return him back alive. There's also a local town is being plagued by cattle slaughterings of the livestock. So their livestock's being slaughtered by some kind of beast. Not a very large reward, but it's a nice entry level job for some of you. There's a lot of other ones that you're looking at, but they seem a lot higher than your skill class that you're currently at. You know, taking on dragons and and beasts that are in the swamps and stuff like that. Stuff that you don't want to mess with just yet. As you're looking at your job board and considering your options, the dwarf speaks over to you and says, "Oi, you part of the Thieves Guild? I'm sorry, are you part of the Adventurers Guild?"
I'm gonna just
that I
shake my
am.
head. Yes.
Good,
I'd
because
like
we
to
don't
be.
take any scabs around here. If you're interested in taking any of these jobs, you need to talk to the Adventurers Guild and get registered with them. They're the ones that authorize all bounties that are in this city and on this job board.
I
Okay.
turn to the
And
taller one that's nodding emphatically. So, do you know where the Adventurers Guild is?
he points you about just north of the city, off to one of the side streets. He gives you some directions that you go up this way. When you see this noodle shop, you take a left at that street, and it's a big, huge building. You can't miss it. Those kind of directions. So he gives you a brief directions on how to get up there, and he goes back to examining the job board. So what do you guys want to do?
I'll go to the Adventurers Guild and register.
Okay. You push up through the city streets, and you find the noodle shop quite easily. It's a popular place that actually has a line going out the door. And you take the next street and hook a left, go down about another block or two, and then you see this huge building. It's made out of stone and wood with a huge entrance and with double doors, solid wood, banded in iron. And above it is written the Adventurers Guild in 3 different languages, which you recognize also as Elvish and Dwarf as well. Standing outside are a couple of tough-looking adventurers that are just hanging around. They kind of glance over you real quick, but they don't really pay any mind. They kind of sized you up and kind of figure you guys are fresh meat. So what do you guys want to do?
So I'll go in and see what it takes to register. What do you think, Lee?
Dion's gonna hunch over and follow this taller person into the building.
Am I taller than you?
You do realize she's half your... Well, if she's half your size, she's a halfling.
They.
I'm sorry, they.
I looked at the character sheets yesterday.
They are half your size.
Forgotten.
Yeah, I'm really, really short, actually. I'm really small.
So you're going to have to hunch down a lot.
All right. Hunch down and kind of shadow behind them.
Okay. Willow and Dion, you both push the doors open, and they open quite easily into a very warm and very decorated hall. There's all kinds of different animal trophies of different beasts of all various kinds, from young dragons to displacer beasts to kobolds and all kinds of other creatures that obviously have been taken as trophies by this Adventurers Guild over the centuries. Seated at a table right in the middle is a short dwarf. He has got very elaborately braided beard, and he is going over the books and records as you enter in, and he takes notice of you, and he signals you over, and he says, "Well met, adventurers. I am Martin. What can I do for you?"
Hello, Martin. My name is Dion Clifson, and I would like to become a member of this guild.
Me too.
Excellent. We are always looking for good new members. He pulls open another ledger, and then he begins to write your name down, Dion. And then he says to Hollis, goes, "And you, what is your name?"
Willow Bartik.
Willow Bartik. Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, what are your specialties?
Well, I'm a cleric, and I can also pick a lock, and I can make my way around a lock in a trap, and I can also sneak around, and, I'm a healer mostly, but I can also deal with the undead.
Outstanding. We're always in need of a good cleric to have at our ranks. And you, sir, Mr. Dion, what is it that you do?
I have studied long in nature and learned the magic of ki, and I can harness it to defend others.
Excellent. Another meat shield. We always need some of those. Okay. We do have a... yes, this is a D&D smack talk. Now, he says, because you are new adventurers into the guild, we do have a entry-level adventure a task that we need you to take care of to prove that you become full members. So at the moment, you'll be provisionary members. You'll have access to our stocks, our armory, as well as the barracks if you need a place to stay. We do have a limited amount of potions available at a discounted rate as well. Once you become full members, you do not have to pay for the potions. And this adventure, he flips over a couple pages. The the small village of Skull Cove, just to the west of here, is being plagued by some kind of beast, and it has been slaughtering their livestock for the past month. They've apparently sent out an adventure party to look for it, but none of the adventurers had returned. Now, it is a small payout of only 100 gold. However, if you're able to otherwise remove the beast in any ways necessary, it will earn you full membership into the guild. Do you accept this challenge?
Is that 100 gold each, or would we have to split it 50-50?
You would have to split it any way that you see fit.
I accept.
Yeah, that sounds like a fantastic, good place to start. Do we know what kind of beast it is? Do we have any other information?
Unfortunately, the information is very limited coming out of there. Like I said, they had tried to track the beast down, but none of the party members of the village returned. So they really have no idea what they're dealing with, other than it's quite vicious and has a taste for beef.
For Cal?
And so yep. So he particularly likes cows. Now he pulls out a scroll of paper and he hands it over to you, Dion. And you unroll it and you see it's actually a simple map directing you towards the village. On the map also is the name of the mayor, which is Mayor Grimwald. And he would be your point of contact. So if there'll be nothing else, you are welcome to go ahead and explore the stores and see anything that you might need to go on your adventure.
Okay. I'm going to make sure to show Willow Bartik the map before we go on to the stores.
Okay, I'm going to take a look
with them.
And while I'm looking at the map, I'm going to just say that I think we should prepare and make sure you have a couple burgers on you, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like he likes beef.
You look around the... Yeah.
A couple of steaks.
So...
yeah, something.
Yeah, so you... As you look around the Great Hall, you see there's actually several doorways going off, and there's a sign above each one. To the left, there's one that says Armory. To the center, there's one that says the Brewmaster, which is potions. And then there's a third sign, which is saying General Store. And then there's a fourth one that says Barracks and Training Grounds. So which door would you like to go through?
Dion would like to go to the Armory.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with Dion. I'll go with Dion to the Armory.
You walk down the hallway and you hear ahead of you the clacking of metal as an armorer is banging away on something that's a billet of metal right now that could become a sword, could become a knife. It's too soon to tell exactly what it is, but it's cherry red hot. As you enter the room, it's oppressively hot because there is actually a working forge inside.
Okay. And
with some ventilation. And standing behind what's a countertop is a human male, kind of big burly dude, lots of muscles, basically no hair on him. Basically, it's been all singed off over the years just working the forge. And he's just wearing, apron and trousers. And he sees you come in and says, new adventurers I see. Come to get a piece of steel, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually looking to see what prices of armor you had.
Well, let's see. Are you full members yet, or are you still provisional?
We're just provisional right now.
Okay. The discount for provisional members is half off on all prices. Full members, they have, within reason, their selection of what they would like. Right now, our store's a little thin because we just outfitted an adventuring party going north. And so we have leather armor, studded leather armor. We do have a set of half plates available if you're looking for something a little bit heavier. Would any of those interest you?
I'll take your studded armor.
Okay. The studded leather armor will be just 22 gold pieces.
I can pay that.
I'll buy the same studded armor. Studded, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, studded leather. So you should be able to wear that with your class. Actually, I think you can wear up to plate, even heavy armor. So
I don't know.
So you have that
I
option
think
in the future.
Yeah,
Okay.
As a cleric, you can wear full armor.
Yeah, but as a halfling, if I want to be able to sneak, I feel like it reduces that, right?
Right.
That's what I seem to remember.
Yes, it does put you at a disadvantage at sneaking, unless you get specialized armor made, which does exist. So, okay.
Right, and studded, pretty much
Is there any
studded is the
weapons that
highest.
you'll be? Right, exactly. It's the highest you can get in the light armor without having any penalties.
Okay.
Is there any steel that you're interested in as far as weapons go? We do have short bows, long bows. We have a couple of heavy crossbows, down to one light crossbow, and then we also have a variety of swords and shields as well. Unfortunately, we're out of magical weapons at this time.
And
Nope, these will have to do for me, he says, twirling a sickle.
Okay.
yeah, I don't think I need any. I already have a really nice sword and a bow, and I think I have plenty of arrows. The only other thing, I have candles, but I think I have some, so that's okay. Can I buy another 10 candles?
Okay.
Do you have candles?
That will be over at the general. That'd be over at the general store, the Adventurers General Store. They would definitely have those torches as well as all your basic supplies that you would need.
Right. Well, I need candles to cast, right? So.
Okay. If you need those kind of candles, specialized candles, then I would actually go to the brewmaster. He would have those in component supplies.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. If there's nothing else, I have some other work to do.
Nope. I'm just gonna take my. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the studded armor. And I was trying to figure out how to do that on D&D Beyond, but I'm still learning.
Yeah, you go to so you go under manage. So you got your inventory, you manage, and then there should be a red button that says manage. And then you go under your inventory, and then you click on wear, and that would automatically put your armor on you.
Okay. Once I
change
find
your
it.
armor class.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. That's what I was thinking. It will change my armor class for the fight later. Okay.
Yeah, because you're at armor class is actually at 14 right now. I want to say that you had already had some studded leather armor, but I wasn't positive.
No, it didn't. I looked at it. It was just plain leather armor. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I just got studded leather armor. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, D&D Beyond will automatically make those changes for you when you figure out the manage button, but it's right there under your inventory.
Okay, I put add. I think I got it. Okay.
Yep, that's it. All right, you move out of the armory area, and now you're back in the main hall facing the the brewmaster.
Yes.
So you go ahead and enter down there, and as you enter, you are encountered with the scent of herbs and magical components and different alchemical components as well. It kind of burn the nose a little bit as you enter into this room. Hanging from every rafter is all kinds of herbs drying out. There are shelves that have lots of bottles of various colors and mixtures around there. And you see an elderly elven female standing there behind a counter. And when she sees you, she says, "Ah, I don't recognize you. You must be new adventurers. What can I do to help you out before your next adventure?"
Well, I'm actually looking for some candles. I'm a cleric and I need candles to cast. I'm about to go on an adventure.
Okay, candles. Definitely can help you with that. And let me double check so I don't overcharge you. Candles. Yeah. So it'll be half a copper piece each for a candle.
Okay,
So
but
how
can
many
I
candles
get
would you like?
let's get 20 of them.
Okay, so that's 20 of them. So that's 10 copper pieces.
Okay.
So she gets you the candles in various colors and sizes and hands them, and she bundles them all up very nicely with a ribbon and then hands them over to you and accepts payment. Now, you sir, is there anything that you're in need? Oh, I'm sorry. Is there anything else that you need, Willow?
That's me. I don't think I need anything else. How about you?
Dion's going to walk around the shop and eye the potions and stuff, comparing it to what he knows of brewery and alchemy. And when he's asked, he will eye her up and down and then ask her what her prices are for healing potions and elixirs.
Do an insight. How about for the first roll of the game? I want you to do an insight check.
Oops.
Yeah, floors don't count.
Good. Well, that's a nat 1 anyway, so.
Oh, you trust everything that comes out of that woman's mouth, has it? Yeah, so she's just speaking nothing but truth. So, but you do get a sense that she is very trustworthy and very, an honorable person that's not going to take advantage of a young adventuring party. And
Okay.
she says, we do have some healing potions available. Those right there on that shelf right there will cost you, let's see, potions. 25 gold pieces each for a healing potion.
Could I get a discount if I agree to work here part-time later on?
She looks you up and down, and she rolls her own insight check. I'll give you a 25% additional discount. So that would make the price down to, let's just say 15 gold. And you work, and when you come back here, I'll have you work a full day shift with me.
That's
and
a
maybe
really
I'll teach
fair
you something
bargain.
new.
I don't yet have 15 gold, but I look forward to this later on.
She grins and gives a little bit of a laugh and says, "I understand."
I laugh. I'm gonna give them the money. I'm just gonna buy him a healing potion. I want him to have a healing potion on himself. And
just
I got a whole bunch of gold from my last. I mean, we found there was more gold in the room than we could even carry out. So,
oh wow.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pay for it.
Yeah, I haven't even finished counting it all.
Right. I don't even know how much.
Do you want just the one potion, or do you want a multi? Yeah. How many potions would you like?
Give him 2. Give him 2 potions.
Okay, so he goes ahead and does 2. So that's 2, and that's 2 days work also.
2 days work.
So you'll get 2 days work. 2 days work. Yes, when you get back. So you got 2 healing potions. And you look around, and there's a couple other interesting potions that catch your eye, such as one of water breathing. There's one of ogre strength, and a couple others too. Several that you don't even recognize. Despite your expertise in mixtures and stuff like that, you get some very complex potions.
How much is the one for strength?
That one right there, I will sell to you for 25 gold pieces,
Okay, why don't we
and that
take
is
that?
with the
But
discounts.
you carry it. You carry it because I suspect you'll need it, and I'm yeah. I'm
Thank
I'm
you.
the I'm the
Okay,
sneaky support. Sneaky support. Okay.
I'm gonna get up in their face
okay,
and punch them.
that's exactly right. So,
Mm-hmm. And this beast could be a little,
all
you know,
right,
it's probably big and burly and gross.
That's why we need the
yeah,
burgers.
could
I
be.
don't
Right.
mind big and burly. Maybe a big little bit.
Okay,
Yeah, it's not my thing.
this particular this yeah this particular potion is Hill Giant Strength. So what it will do is it'll raise your strength score to 21 for 1 hour.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice.
So that's
So
yeah,
that'll more than
so
hold
very
you in a
good.
battle.
let me
Mm-hmm.
make sure I actually put
Yeah.
these in my inventory.
Yeah. I just put my.
Yes, that's potion of so it'll be a potion so it'll be a potion of Hill Giant Strength is what it's technically called.
Found it.
Yeah.
I do so
All right.
appreciate
And
doing
then
it.
also yeah, it's getting better and better every day too. So
Yeah.
I can't wait until they fix the combat tracker. There's some things I would love for them to do with that.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else that I can help you with?
I don't think so. Do you know where we could get some steaks or burgers?
There's actually a butcher shop just down the road from here. If you go back to the main street and turn to the right, go down about 2 blocks, and then there's a large butcher shop. And you actually remember passing by the butcher shop on your way up there. So,
Okay,
uh,
I think I remember.
so yeah,
Okay,
it's
great. So I'm going
okay.
to
That's a
suggest
quick.
that we head to the. Hey man, you want to head down to there, and both of us should have a steak in our bag.
Yeah, good idea. Let's go ahead down. He
But
turns and thanks the potion seller.
let's get some lunch while we're
Yeah,
there.
she thanks you again for thanks you for your business. And yes, you guys go ahead and now you're back out in the main hall. Is there any other place you want to visit before you leave? You still got the general store, and then there's the barracks and the training room. You don't have to go,
Uh,
of course.
yeah,
Dion is going to suggest that we can go to each of those places just to ask if they've heard or seen the beast.
yeah. They might have some
Okay.
clues about what kind of beast it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to be prepared as
Okay.
possible.
Uh, okay. So where would you think would probably the best place to ask that question? You got the training grounds and barracks, or the adventuring supply store,
What do you think, barracks?
or both?
Yeah, I think the training grounds could also like have a good. They could help us with our strategy. Maybe I don't know, but we should at least check in, see what it's about.
Let's head to the training
Okay.
grounds then.
Okay, you push through the door into a very quiet hallway. It's dimly lit, and there's closed doors lining the hallway. About a dozen of them on each side, and you guess these are probably the private rooms or the barrack rooms that you can crash in when nobody's otherwise occupying them. At the end of the hallway, there's another door. Above it says "Strength through Training." And you are guessing that this is probably the entrance to the training hall. So you open the door, and inside is a large room with a sand pit in the middle, training dummies off to the side of various kinds of straw men, wooden men, stuff like that. And you see there's a couple of adventurers that are sparring in the pit right now, being overseen by a half orc very large, about 6.5, almost 7 feet tall, green skin, black hair that's long and ponytailed, and very prominent tusks on the bottom of his teeth, one of which has a ring pierced right through it. He notices you walk in, and he calls a stop to the sparring match. And he walks up to you and he looks you up and down and says, "Sounds like you need some training. What can I do for you?"
Well, we've actually been tasked with going on an adventure to get this beast on the outside of this town. Maybe you've heard about it. And we were just curious if you had any strategic tips to maybe help us out. Maybe we do need training. What do you mean by that?
Okay. He thinks about it for a second and he says, I've heard some talk about the beast that's out there in Skull Cove. Not much is known about it other than that we know it likes beef and it's very vicious. One other thing that it was very distinct, it left behind a very rancid smell. Now, that could mean a couple of different creatures might do that, such as ogres, giants, and orcs are in particular, although they're not known to go that far south into the city, into a village like Skull Cove. My suggestion, though, is that you're probably dealing with something large. So I would avoid, when possible, hand-to-hand melee combat, but to shoot at it first from a distance and weaken it before going in for the kill. And that would be my best advice for such creatures.
That makes sense. Do you have any use? Can you use bow and arrow?
Yeah. Yes, yeah, oh yes. I think you have a short bow.
I can definitely throw darts.
Okay, good.
I think I gave you. Yeah, so you
I
got
can
darts.
definitely throw darts.
Okay. Do you want now there is a heavy crossbow available over at the armory still, and let me see what you got. Bow, missile attacks. Yeah, you got darts and sickles. Okay, I thought you had a bow too. You do have that opportunity if you would like to armor up with the with some bows. You may.
Considering this knowledge, Dion is going to ask if Willow would be so kind as to open their endless coffers again.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Because I want everybody prepared. I'm all about cooperation here. Okay.
Nice.
So I think we should go
you
get
return back
some arrows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So you go ahead and you return back to the armory, and the arms master sees you return and says, come back for some more supplies, I see. What is it that I can interest you in?
Well, we require a couple of crossbows.
Just
okay,
for you,
well, I
got
have one of
the
light crossbow. Okay. You have your choice. I have one light crossbow left. I also have several heavy crossbows as well. Which one would you prefer? And I believe with your character, I know you can do it. I think. Right, and I think I want to double check this, but I think you're able to. I know you can do a light crossbow for sure. Here we go. Strength,
yeah, it's going to be about your strength.
Yeah.
I've got.
Well, you got the strength to do it. You got 12.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want a heavy crossbow, yeah, you definitely can get one.
Cool.
So that would be
heavy crossbow. It is, please.
And how many groups of bolts do you want? You get 20 bolts per group per quiver.
20 volts per quiver, and this is a beast that's been terrorizing for a while.
Why don't you get 2 quivers? You'd be okay
Yeah.
with 2, I think.
Yeah,
40 volts.
25 plus. Okay, and other side of the page. Okay. 1, 2, so it's 1, 25, 20. So it'll be 26 gold altogether.
Okay.
So, okay.
So I'll pay
So
for
you
it.
now have 2 quivers, so that's 4.
I think I
Yep.
have
So
plenty
now
of
you have
arrows.
2
Plus,
quivers.
I have a special arrow. I have one that was blessed by a
Yes, you
unicorn.
do. Yes, you have your magic arrows still. Okay.
Yep, I haven't shot it yet.
So you are now outfitted. So now you're outfitted. The only store you haven't hit yet was the adventuring store. Do you have any desire to go there before hitting the butcher shop?
Sure, let's go in there and just see if there's anything we need. And maybe the person might know something about this beast.
Yeah. Dion's gonna go ahead and ask them about the beast while Willow peruses.
Okay. You find a lot of basic adventuring supplies like ropes, chains, barrels, backpacks, map making supplies, scroll cases, all kinds of stuff that you can possibly think of for an adventuring to go on an adventure. Now, Dion, you go up to the shopkeeper, which is a human male, bald headed, rather short, but he's stout, heavily built. And at the moment, when you walk up to him, he's actually serving a customer. After you wait for your turn, you go ahead and you see him, and he says to you, "Well met, traveler. Welcome to my store. What kind of adventuring supplies could you use?"
Well, I'm not looking for adventuring supplies at the moment. I'm wondering if you might have heard about a beef-loving beast that's been terrorizing the area.
Skull Cove.
I have heard some word about it, but unfortunately, I haven't heard anything more than what you've already told me. Other than that, it likes to slaughter cows above anything else, and that it's out there, and nobody's been able to find out what it is or what the nature of this beast is.
Then what I could ask for you is your blessings of luck, because we are going to figure that out today.
Well, those are always free. Good luck to you and to your party. May you have great adventuring success.
Thank you.
May we be successful. All right. So I say we head to the butcher.
You walk back out into the street, and time to get some beef. So you walk back out into the street, and it's traffic is lightened up just a little bit. It's not so bad as it was a little bit earlier. You probably spent a good hour and a half in the adventure hall together, with getting signed up and getting your supplies and everything. So you push back to the King's Road and take a right, head down the road for a couple blocks, and then you do see the butcher shop. It has actually a short line at the moment. So you enter into the shop, and there is a tabaxi, which is a cat-like person with leopard spots all over their body. And they are actually butchering a cow right there hanging in the butcher shop. So it's a side of beef that they're cutting up for the customers. You wait a few minutes for your turn, and then that individual turns towards you and says, "Well met, travelers. What can I get for you? We have this lovely side of beef that we just got in."
Well, that's fantastic. You're muted, by the way. We're just looking for a few steaks. Maybe you could wrap you could make us a couple of steak sandwich. Do you have sandwiches? Do you make sandwiches?
Yes, he actually the tabaxi turns towards his another tabaxi that you didn't notice was in the back. Come forward, and that tabaxi is a female wearing an apron, and she's cleaning her hands as she walks in, and says, "Oh, steaks! Did somebody say steak sandwiches?"
Yeah, I would like to have two steaks for us, and we'd also like to have some separate steaks wrapped up in some, deli paper so that we can keep it in our bag. We're adventuring, and we might need that.
Certainly. Well, my husband will take care of the steaks. I'll go ahead and get your meal cooked up right away. So she goes back in the back, starts cooking up on a wok and stuff like that. Meanwhile, the other tabaxi is cutting off a good thick slice of steak for each one of you, and he's wrapping it up all nice and neat, and says, "For you and for good fortune, I'll only charge you one gold piece for these two fine steaks and the meal."
Thanks
Well,
so much.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you so
And a
much.
few minutes
Thank
after
you.
that, carrying a small basket is your two sandwiches, and they're actually quite large steak sandwiches with onions and all kinds of other veggies in there too, fried up with it. And so she
Mm-hmm.
hands that over to you, and then asks, "Will there be anything else that I can help you with?"
No, thank you so
No,
much. You've done so much. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you very much. Wish us luck. Off we go.
Yes, lots of
Pray for
luck to
us.
you. And they bow deeply, both bow deeply, and then they attend to the next customer. You're back out in the street now. It's mid afternoon is about the time right now. So from the map, you figure it's going to be a day's journey to get out to Skullport by horseback. At the moment, you don't have any horses, but in this within a city this size, I'm sure you can easily find some.
So I'm going to invite us to have our sandwiches and go find a horse. See if we can find horses for tomorrow morning, maybe. Because you think it's going to
Okay,
take a
go
whole
ahead
day
and
to get out there.
yeah, it's about a day's ride. So
Okay.
okay, go ahead and I want you, Willow, to roll a investigation check to see how quickly you can find a stable.
Okay. I rolled a 10 and I have a -1 in investigation. So,
It takes you a little extra time than normal to find it, but you do eventually find a reputable stable and are able to purchase two horses, or actually rent two horses for just 10 gold pieces a day.
okay.
Kind of steep, but you figure,
It is kind of,
but they
yeah.
are rentals. Now you do get half your money back if you bring the horse back. So so you
If you don't lose the
so it's
horse
kind
in
of
the
a big kind of
wild or get it
or
killed.
gets eaten because you are adventurers, and adventurers and horses don't always have the best reputation.
Right. Okay. Well, great. I'm glad that we get some of our gold back if we bring it back. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
and that's for both and
I
that's for both horses.
right. Okay, so we're gonna
Yeah.
do that and then head to a place that we can sleep. Can't we sleep at the Adventures Guild?
Yes, you can. You actually are able to use the barracks there. So, and they have stables up there, so you can store your horses there as well.
Right. I want to leave like
So,
at dawn.
so you go ahead and you. Okay, perfect. So, is there anything else you want to do while you're in the city before heading back to the Adventurers Guild? It's mid afternoon. You've had your meal. You've got your horses.
I'm ready to go to Skull Cove.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
All right. You guys return. You all return to the Adventurers Guild, and you stable your horses, which they don't charge you for because you're provisional members, and they issue you a room, two different rooms. So you each have a separate room, and you have a key to it too. So so they hand a key to one and key to the other, and there's a number on the key that matches to the corresponding room, just like a hotel. And so you're free. Go ahead and you rest up for the night, I would suppose. Is that what you're wanting to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, just rest up and get ourselves ready to leave at first light.
Okay. You both sleep quite well. The beds are actually comfortable. And after a good evening, good 8-10 hours of sleep, it is now before dawn when you get a knock at the door. And it's your morning wake up. And actually apparently several adventurers are gathering their morning wake up calls too, because you're not the only ones that are heading out that morning. And off to the side is a hallway, which is a small feast hall where they have breakfast available. So they have, the typical stuff, sausages and eggs and various vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. And so you're able to catch yourself a pretty decent breakfast before you head out. And after breakfast, as you're leaving the door, there's actually a priest there giving blessings to every adventurer as they go out the door. And as you stop there to receive your blessing, the priest, he makes a holy symbol above you and then says, "May the winds always be to your back. May the rain never be showering upon you too heavily. And may you have great, great success in your adventure to come."
Dion will just nod reverently, not say anything back.
Okay. You go to your horses and you saddle up. Now, it's still early in the morning, so traffic's actually rather light. But the day is overcast and threatening of rain. So there's a possibility that despite the blessing, you may get rained upon on the way there. So,
of course. All right.
He said not too heavily. So we can still get
rained. Not too heavily,
on.
That's right.
And we can get heavily rained on.
And at this,
just not too heavily.
That's
Sorry.
right. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break real quick. And so we'll pull up this one right here. All right. All right. Shorter break than we thought, but that's okay. All right. So as we had just left off, you had just got your supplies. We just lost Izzy. Hold on. Okay. While we wait for them, just to cap it up for those of you just joining in, our adventurers had arrived in the city of Quato. And as they were in the city, they were introduced to the jobs board, where they found out that in order to take a job, they needed to first become members of the Adventuring Guild, which membership required that they take a test, which is for them to complete a quest. Their quest that they were selected for was to go to the small village of Skull Cove, there to investigate a series of livestock that has been slaughtered by some foul-smelling beast. All right, got you back. We're just waiting on Izzy.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just giving a quick recap. So, you all had procured supplies. You got your horses, and you got your breakfast, and you're ready to roll out. The weather is overcast with threat of rain. And as you are leaving, you do start hearing the distant rumble of thunder. And in earnest, it begins to rain. And the road, which is a fairly compact road, quickly turns muddy and mucky as you are riding along. So, hopefully Izzy will be back real quick. Don't want her to miss out too much.
They
So you
won't
press
miss out
on.
too much.
Yeah, it's just a great ride out there. So, as you're riding along, though, I want you to go ahead and I want you to roll a perception check.
Okay. Plus perception. 15.
Okay. You notice that really it's quite quiet. The forest, I mean, despite the rain, there are no other sounds going on. And it's eerily quiet as you're passing through this section of forest. No birds chirping, no animals moving, which, even though it's a light rain, you should still have some wildlife activity going on.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm going to suggest that we slow down our horses so that they're quieter so that we can hear things a bit easier. I'm actually going to get off of my horse here so it's easier to handle the crossbow. Welcome back.
I'm not even sure what happened. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Dion noticed that the forest that we're going through with the horses is a little too quiet. So he suggested that we get off of the horses and walk at a quieter pace to hear if anything happens.
Okay.
So you dismount your horses and you begin to lead them ahead. This time a lot more observant of what's going on around you. Now, you don't need a perception check to hear this. A group of goblins are arguing ahead of you. They seem to always, whenever you encounter goblins, they always like to fight amongst themselves for some reason. And they're not very stealthy at the moment. And you hear them arguing over what? Well, does anybody speak Goblin? Actually, does either one of you know?
Dion can speak.
Well, they're arguing about something, and you smell, and you can smell a campfire and some god awful whatever is being brewed. So apparently there's goblins ahead. They're arguing over something, and they're cooking something pretty foul.
From the smell,
and you're guessing they're right around the bend. Some kind of meat stew, possibly. It's pretty rancid. So it could be roadkill for all you know.
Do you need this back? No, I guess not. You left it on. I
know.
So
okay.
Let's go ahead and have you both roll for stealth.
$16.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I got a 10 altogether.
And Willow, what did you
10
get?
altogether. I got a 10 altogether.
Well, they rolled really low, so they're so consumed in what's going on that they don't even hear you approach. Now you're just still out of eyesight, but you're now coming around the corner and you're hiding behind the bushes. You left the horses behind, and you're coming around, and you see 4 goblins around a cook pot in the middle of the road. And they're fighting about what you can only guess is the best way to kill a rancid horse. To cook a rancid horse. Because you see half a horse lying on the side of a road that's been badly butchered, an overturned cart with just stuff spilled out on the ground, and they're trying to eat this horse right now. And they're arguing over the best way to cook it, apparently. So what do you got? What do you all want to do? You got them dead to rights, but but the forest is kind of dense, so it would be difficult with horses to go around them, but it is possible.
Dion is thinking of trying to go around them. He's going to turn to Willow and check to make sure that they don't know how to speak Goblin.
It doesn't matter anyway. They're gonna, they are who they are. They're goblins. Goblins are goblins. You should expect goblin behavior from goblins. So,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna suggest that we try to go around them. The good thing is that goblins are fairly stupid, so we should be able to go around them and maybe just avoid this fight with them.
I like the way you think.
All right, hold on real quick. I'm running low on power on my phone. I need to disconnect something. Man, I can't wait to get my laptop in. Then I don't have to worry about this anymore. One plug. All right, my audio is going to change real quick.
Okay.
What sound now? Can you hear me?
Can hear you. Your video's a little stuttery.
Sound check. How do I sound?
Clear.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, it's low. Okay. So, you back up. So I'd say you got about how far back do you want to go on the trail?
20 feet. Not too far back,
20
but far
feet. Okay.
enough to find a
So you go
spot.
back about 20 or so feet, and right. And you strike off into the woods, leading your horses. I want you all to go ahead and roll another stealth check.
$18.
I think altogether
Okay.
I have like I rolled a 19. Oh, 28. 28 to myself.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, you're invisible. Actually, you do both quite well. The goblins are just so consumed in themselves that they were at a disadvantage at even hearing you. So you easily slip around them. You go probably another good 300-400 feet past them before entering back onto the road again before continuing on. And you successfully have circumnavigated the goblins.
Cool.
Now it's about midday and he hasn't moved at all. And you move forward, and towards evening time, you start hitting the outskirts of town. There's every now and again there's a farm, and then as you get closer, it becomes more frequent. And the farms are getting closer together, and then next thing you know, you get some outlying buildings, and you now have entered the town, the very small village of Skull Cove. So,
Okay.
You come into the center of town, which is the main market area. To your left is a very large tavern. It's pretty noticeable as probably the main building for just about everything that goes on. And so you got the tavern there. Across the way, there's a jail, and there's a couple of little shops around there right now. Everything's closed up for the evening, but the tavern apparently is still open and still quite lively as there's a lot of foot traffic coming in and out of there.
Okay. Do we need to stop
So
in the tavern?
what would you like to do?
I think I'm going to stop in the tavern and just see if there's anyone in there that knows anything about the beast.
Yep. Dion seconds that motion.
You hitch your horses up in front of the tavern and you go inside. And you all go ahead and you enter into the tavern. push the doors open, and it's a busy night. All the tables are full, meals are being served. There is a half-orc bard playing the lute quite well over in the corner there, performing for the crowd, and a lot of people are listening to. The table did just open up as some patrons had cleared out, and the serving wench sees you and motions you over to the table as she clears out the dishes and wipes it down real quickly. And as you take your seats, she asks you, "What can I get you to drink?"
Actually, I'll just take a. Do you have a kombucha? I don't want alcohol.
I'll have to ask about that.
Well,
we
maybe
do
you
have
have
a
something
non-alcoholic
funny
of grape juice that's quite popular here.
Okay, I'll take that.
We'll see what we can make up. And
Do you have any dwarven
and you,
brews?
what would you like?
Would you happen to have any dwarven brews?
We have actually 6 on tap right now. We're quite proud of our selection. Yes, we do. We have 6 on tap.
Okay.
So she disappears, comes back a few minutes later, hands you a. She didn't even ask. She just took off. So she takes off. She comes back with this big, huge, and she hands to you, Willow, a concoction of some fruit juices, and she assures you non-alcoholic whatsoever. So it's actually kind of has a little effervescence going on in it too.
Okay, so I'm gonna smell it and just make sure. I'm pretty sure there's no alcohol.
And she goes ahead. Yes, you're pretty sure there's no alcohol, and it actually smells quite fruity with a little bit of like a jasmine hint to it too.
Sounds like it's like a kombucha. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's an ancient drink.
All right. So you have your drinks, and she asks you real quickly. Yeah. She asks you if you would like to have dinner tonight. We have our special tonight, which is mutton and potatoes. We also have a good beef stew that's ready to be served right now as well, and bread bowls.
Okay. Well, do you know anything about the beast that's here in town? Or just outside of town?
Oh, the beast. Yes, we had 10 track beast, and they tracked it to the coast. Although they lost it in the caves because none of them returned back. But that was the last that we had heard, that possibly it might be hiding in the caves on the coastline.
Okay. Do you know anything about the beast or what it might look like or any other facts?
All she has. She goes ahead and just. Well, from what I understand, the tracks are quite large, humanoid of some kind.
Okay. So probably an orc or something. Okay. All right. Well, you want some beef stew or something before we go? Is there anyone else here that might know any details about the... We'll take 2 beef stews in the bread bowl. Can you tell me if there's anyone else here that might know about the beef?
Okay. I would talk to the sheriff. I don't know. He's probably home right now, but he will be back in the jail tomorrow after sunrise. And
Okay.
You saw the jail as you were coming in. It was actually quite a large building. This facility for all the wilderness area and stuff like that. So it's the jail and courthouse. And so she assures you that he will be there tomorrow morning, and he would probably be the one that you would get the most information on this beast because he was the one who sent out the posse to try and track this beast down.
Okay. Well, I'll try to catch
his
him, but
name is Sheriff Nettles.
No. Okay. All right. It should be easy to remember. Thanks.
Okay. So she goes off to fill your order and enjoy some music and your drinks. It only takes a few minutes for her to return with some steaming bread bowls filled with some really beefy, meaty stew. And it's actually quite good. It's spiced beef and potatoes and vegetables and stuff like that. And so it's quite filling too, along with the bread bowl itself. And so you enjoy your meal. It actually was affordable. It only cost you 5 silver pieces for all of you, and including your drinks. And she asks you, do you have a place at your stay tonight? We do have several rooms available.
We haven't discussed that yet, but thanks for offering. It sounds like we can stay here if we need to. So, Dion, what do you think? Do you
really,
think we should head
unless you have family in the area
now?
Now seems like a pretty good time.
Yeah, isn't it like midday, like middle of the day?
Yeah. Right now it's late at night as the current time. So you probably got a good 8 hours before dawn.
Okay, well, we might as well go first light then. I don't want to go in the dark.
And the rooms are only yeah, especially if you're trying to track something too. It's going to be a little difficult.
In the dark.
So you go ahead, and it's only 5 silver pieces for each room. Yeah. So it's 5 silver pieces. You retire to your rooms that evening. And it's not the most comfortable place, but it's better than sleeping out in the rain. And they went ahead and stabled your horses for you at no charge because you're staying at the inn.
Okay.
Next morning, breakfast is waiting. And I assume you go ahead and partake in breakfast. And it's just a little bit after dawn, and you go outside, and you portly fitting from the jail, hammering looks like a wanted poster of some kind onto a bulletin board.
Okay, a poster on a bulletin board. So I'm going to look at the poster.
You walk up to it and you look at the poster. It actually is wanting more information about the Beast of Skull Cove, is what they're calling it. And they asking for anybody who has any clues about it to report it immediately to the sheriff's office. And there's a 25 gold piece reward for any information that would lead to its capture. The individual turns around and sees you and says, adventurers, you must be from the Adventuring Guild. I don't recognize you. I am the sheriff. Sheriff, it's a Nettle?
Nettles.
Sheriff Nettles. And I assume you're here to take care of this beast that's been...
We are,
been
actually.
plaguing us.
Yeah, so if you have any information that could help us, that would be really helpful. Before we're about to head out, and if we can get some information from you.
Few clues.
Tell us what you know.
He tells you this. The beast has hit last night. Yes. We know that it's quite large, some kind based on the footprints, but we're not sure what. Possibly as tall as maybe 8 feet tall, could be based on the footprint size. a huge smell to it, so it could narrow down to a couple of different beasts, such as an ogre or an orc of some kind, or possibly something else. It hit a farm just outside of town last night, and I'm actually about to go head out there and investigate what's the remains of the beast that was slaughtered, and see if there's any tracks. Would you?
Okay.
So I assume that's a yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Let's go with the sheriff and see where it's last at. Makes sense. Hmm?
Yep.
Okay.
With Sheriff Nettles.
Yes.
Yeah, it cracked up a little bit, but
Okay.
I think he said that.
So the sheriff's offered to go ahead and. Yeah, the sheriff is awful. Yeah, he's offering to take you out to the latest site where the beast struck.
Okay.
And hold on just one moment. Let me see if I.
Oh, we have two bipolar DMs.
Oh, great! No, there's two of me.
Okay.
Get rid of that.
It
one.
reconciled.
I don't even know how that got. Okay. All right. It fixed itself. All right. Hopefully that fixes things. I had to change the power mode on my phone, so I think that was what's causing some of the lag.
Okay.
So, okay. And all right, so that's good. Oh, we can. So the sheriff goes ahead. He mounts up his horse. You get your two horses and mount up, and you head to kind of a southwest direction from the village. And as you go on out there, it's actually turning out to be a rather nice day as the rain has left the area and the sun has come out. And it's still very early morning as you arrive at this farm. And there's a group of people, farmers and family members, gathered around in the fields just outside the barn, looking at what appears to be a slaughtered corpse. The sheriff dismounts from his horse, and you do the same, and you approach there, and the sheriff is examining the ground as he approaches the slaughtered beast. I want you to go ahead and roll an investigation check.
I got a 5.
I got a 14.
What'd you get, Dion?
A 5.
No, Dion.
I got
5.
a 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's some pretty flowers out there, and but actually, Willow, you do see some tracks in the ground, some very large humanoid barefoot tracks in the mud. And as you approach the slaughtered cow, you're overcome by this horrid stench that has just been left behind by this beast. And you look at the cow and you're examining it, and I want you to do a medicine check or survival. Which one is higher? Everyone is higher.
Well, I just rolled a 19, and I was looking at, let's see, survival's +3. Survival or what? Medicine? Oh, either one. Mine are the same.
Yeah, or
they're
medicine.
both +3. Yeah, they're both wisdom. So I have a 22.
Okay.
22.
Well, apparently from examining the beast, its neck was broken. which is no small feat for a cow. And so its neck was snapped in half, and then it was gnawed upon and eaten, and some of the organs have been removed as well.
Oh, man. Okay. And did
So
he eat
whatever
most
had
of
this
the
thing
meat?
killed it quickly and quietly. Yes, a good chunk of the meat has been eaten away. But you notice like the heart, the liver, the kidneys, those are all missing. You don't know if they were eaten there or if they've been carried away. But it's noticeable that those particular organs have been taken out.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to suggest that we follow the track. We can invite the sheriff to come along if he wants to, or he can stay here.
When did those tracks get there?
Yep. The sheriff respectfully declines your invitation to follow the tracks, but he does say, "Good luck to you and happy hunting." So let's go ahead and roll a survival check, both of you.
I got an 18.
I got a 7.
Oh, good. Not so good, but fortunately, because of the mud and the size of these tracks, it actually isn't very hard to track this beast. It's making a beeline towards the coast, which is about a quarter mile away from where you're at right now. So you're figuring he's heading towards it's probably one of the caves that you heard about on the coastline there. And so you go ahead and track the beast on foot and leaving your horses behind and approach the coastline. And the sea is pretty churned up right now. There's a good amount of waves coming in and stuff like that. And the cliffs are pretty sheer. And so you're looking around, and I want you now to do an investigation check to see if you can identify the particular cave that this is coming from. Are these tracks
this place is just like home. Nat 20.
Nice.
Sweet. Without a doubt,
I got 13.
The center cave, which is the largest one. Yes. Okay. Excellent. So the center cave is obviously the entrance to where this beast is at. And if the tracks didn't give it away, the rancid smell coming from the cave certainly does indicate that what you're looking for is definitely home right now. So what do you want to do?
We didn't ask for sleeping potions.
Now, outside the cave, there's a lot of bones cast out there and half-eaten rotten meat and stuff like that.
I'm going to cast Bless on both of us.
Okay.
And
okay, you go ahead and do that.
Yeah, it looks like yep. I'm going to clap. Yep. I was just looking at the and what
I understand that for 1 hour. For 1 hour, you get a blessed beacon of hope. Okay, and I understand on blessed you have advantage on all dice rolls for an hour.
Yeah,
so
and I think. But beacon of hope does something else, right? It's slightly different.
Yes, it does. Yeah, beacon of hope. Let me remind myself of what it does.
It says here that each target has advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saving throws and regains the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing.
Okay, excellent.
So if you do have to heal, you get full. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a full healing. Good.
So I'm going to cast both of those 2 buffs on us, and I'm going to suggest we head into the cave. Sneakily, quietly.
Do a sneak.
All right. Stealth roll. roll.
Yeah, so I'm going to cast that on the outside of the cave and then try to walk in as quietly as possible.
I got a 15.
Is that your sneak?
Oh,
yes.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, mine is actually, I rolled a 16 plus 9, so 25.
Okay. Who's taking the lead?
Okay. The meat shield shall
Dion?
take the lead.
Yeah, so you take the lead.
You are a meat shield.
Yes, so you take the lead and you take the lead and you slowly creep into the cave. And as you get closer and closer, the smell gets just more and more rancid. And so I want you to, let me double check this. 120. You're going to need to do a Constitution saving throw, actually. There he is. Where's 132. Just want to double check my stats.
Constitution saving throw, right?
Oh, wrong. Yes. Because the smell is so rancid, you got to make sure you're not getting sick. So what did you get?
Does a 6 make me sick?
Yeah. But because you're at advantage, because you had bless upon you, that cancels out your advantage and disadvantage, so you just have a straight roll.
Okay.
And Willow, what did you get? Oh, you're muted.
Well, I had just rolled.
Okay.
So, what am I rolling for though?
Oh, Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Dion, did you do an advantage on that?
No.
I did not because I.
Yeah, and you're rolling with advantage.
Okay.
So what does that mean? What do we do?
Yeah, so go ahead and roll again. You roll the D20 2 times and take the higher number.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 16.
No, it wasn't higher, was it?
Oh no!
Oh, yeah, you are sickened because of the smell, but thanks to the bless, it doesn't cause disadvantage. You just got a straight roll.
Oh, bless your dice.
We're not totally oriented with each other yet.
Mine are. They match everything.
You go
in my
into
world.
the cave.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, cool dice. Yeah. The cave goes in about 20 feet, and then the smell gets even worse. But as you approach, you hear the sound of a cook fire being going on. And so as you approach closely, you see a 7.5, almost 8 foot tall, 2-headed creature that looks like an orc with 2 heads. And currently, while you're watching it, the 2 heads are having a conversation amongst themselves in their own language. And apparently, from the tone of it, it's not going very well.
Dion's going to stand there perplexed.
So you got the drop on this beast. It's back to you. Yeah. So you got the drop on it. What do you want to do? It hasn't noticed you yet.
Yeah, I'm going to whisper to Dion. I think we should try to shoot it a few times. Because I'm assuming this cave is just one hallway. There's not any other. There's like one way in, one way out, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just saying maybe we should shoot it.
Trapped. Yeah.
Maybe we should shoot it and then like run and make him chase us so that we're outside of this cave.
I think we should do that, and then when we get to the outside of the cave, we should try to shoot the ceiling to trap it in just in case.
Oh, so try to shoot the ceiling and try to trap him?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
think we
you
should
have
do that?
The
anything?
ceiling so that the rocks fall down when we're running out.
Oh, that's an interesting thing. Okay, we can try that.
Cool.
You certainly can try. All right. Because you guys have to drop on him, you're going to go ahead and get a sneak attack, so to speak. So you get to first shot at him. So, Dion, take your shot.
Shot with the crossbow. Does a 14 hit?
Let me double check. Yes,
Are we
it
rolling
does.
I always get mixed up on sneak attack. Do we
No,
have
we're
to
not
roll
rolling
initiative?
We're rolling attack.
Right. Okay.
You will roll initiative after this attack.
Right. And so I add sneak to it, right? Or stealth. Right? Oh, it went out.
Sneak attack. No, you roll you add 1d6 sneak attack damage.
Okay. Because I originally wrote, okay. So I just roll a d6 for sneak attack damage with my arrow.
Right. Plus, yeah. So you got your arrow damage plus the 1d6.
Okay. So on my d6, I rolled a 3. I was trying to bring up my arrow, trying to find it, but on D&D Beyond, I'm still learning the software.
It takes a
There
minute.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I see
It's
it
a
now.
learning curve.
Short bow, 1d6 plus 3. So 3 plus 3 is 6. So that's from the bow. I rolled an 18 when I rolled the d20 for sneak. I thought you had to roll a d20 for sneak, right?
Oh, you hit him. Well, that was a roll to hit. Yeah, that was a roll. Yeah, so you hit him. So you did make it. So you beat the number. So go ahead and roll your damage.
So it's a 6.
6. All right. And Dion, what was your damage?
My damage is 9.
9. Okay. You sink 2 arrows deep into its back, and it rears up and roars both of its heads in pain, and then swings around upon you. At the moment, it's not armed, but within easy reach is a battle axe and a morning star, which it quickly grabs for. You take advantage of the moment to take off and run. Let's go ahead now, roll for initiative.
Oh, that went to the floor.
Yeah, floors don't count.
17.
I got 21
All right.
altogether.
And Willow? Oh, sweet. You beat the boss. All right. You manage to get outside. However, Dion, you're just a little bit too slow, and the beast is going to take a swing at you.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah, he misses. So he takes a swing with his battle axe, whiffaroo. Then he takes a swing with his morning star with the other head, also whiffaroo. So you manage the two of you manage to get outside of this cave. You're now outside the cave. The Etten, the beast two-headed beast that's following you, is just about to emerge. So, Willow, you got first crack at it. What do you want to do?
I'm going to shoot an arrow. I'm going to look at the rocks above the cave. Is it possible for me to shoot an arrow? Do they look loose?
No, unfortunately, they
cave?
do not at the entrance. Oh, above the cave. Actually, you might be able to knock one of the larger boulders down by hitting one of the rocks supporting it underneath. So if you want to take that shot, you can.
I am. I'm going to take that shot. What do I roll for? I'm not sure how to do that one.
Roll a d20. Yeah, so roll a d20, and it's you just have to hit a 10 or above.
Yeah, I got a 14.
Okay. You knock a boulder loose, and it starts to come down just as the Etin walks out of the cave. And, oh, that's bad for him.
It worked!
6 points of damage. So it lands on one of the heads, causing 6 points of damage. And he's like knocked loopy for a second. All right. He's now going to approach you, so he rushes towards you, swinging his battle axe. 12 plus 7, 19 to hit. And he gets you with a mighty swing and nails you with 10 points of damage. With the Morning Star.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Now it's Dion's turn.
Saving throw.
So this thing is otherwise not on that one. So Dion, you now have a shot at it. Now hit it from with range attack, or you can rush up on it with your sickles.
I'm gonna start.
He's still not. He's still pretty tough right now.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Okay, go ahead and roll 20-sided dice for your shot.
$17.
All right, that hits. Go ahead, roll for damage.
$4. Just a little bit of damage.
You're wearing him down. It nicked his shoulder. It wasn't very much, but it's wearing him down. All right, Willow, you are now at the top of the order. He is toe to toe with you, but he just got shot and he turned away from you. So you got a chance that you can back up and do a range attack, or you can try and do an attack with one of your melee weapons.
I'm actually going to use the sword that the unicorn blessed, so I'm going to pull that sword out of my pack.
Okay.
I think it's
all right,
special.
You pull the sword out and it
weapon,
rings with a magical ring. Yes, it is.
Okay.
So it's a +1. So you add a +1 in addition to your damage and your hit.
Okay. So I rolled a 15. So does that hit?
Okay, you do hit. That's like hitting the broadside of a barn with this thing.
Yeah, I guess he's kind of easy to hit because he's kind of big and bulky. And I roll a d6, right? +1?
Yeah.
Or +3?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I rolled a 3 +3, so it's 6 damage, right?
Okay. So you stab him right in the back of the leg with the sword there, and he howls in pain, turning back towards you, swinging the Morning Star. So
I'm gonna try to
18
duck.
to hit. Oh, he only nick you. You manage to dodge out of the way slightly and only take 2 points of damage as he gets a glancing blow off of you.
Great.
All right, now it is Dion's turn. You are still at ranged attack. Do you want to take another bow shot at him?
Yes, I do. Does 13 hit?
$13 just hits, yes. All right, roll for damage.
4.
Okay. The creature is getting rid as he's being hit from one side to the other. He turns away from you, Willow, and now starts charging towards Dion. Willow, he has his back. You go ahead and an attack of opportunity right now, and then make an additional attack on top of that.
Okay.
So you get 2 attacks on this round. Go ahead and roll for your attack, Willow.
Oh.
What was that? Go ahead, Dion. What was Dion saying?
Oh, yeah, roll for attack. A swift action.
To switch out the crossbow for my sickles.
Okay, all right, and then Willow, you have an opportunity to attack.
I'm gonna hit him with my sword again, my magic sword.
All right.
Okay, so I have 16 to hit.
Go ahead and roll again because you also have advantage. So roll again just to see if you get a 20 and crit.
Well, now I got 26 to hit. Yeah, I rolled an 18.
Well, you hit him
25.
better. Okay, go ahead and roll for damage.
Oh, nice. So altogether 10. Actually, it's a really good hit. Because I rolled a 6 and it's plus 4. I'm looking at it.
It was a really good hit. Now you get your regular attack. So that was attack of opportunity. Now you have an additional attack, your regular attack.
Okay. So I'm going to just hit him again with that magic sword. So I rolled a 17 plus 7, so it's like 26, 25, 23.
That hits. And then okay, roll again.
Right. I rolled
just
another
to see if you crit roll again.
Yay! Roll another another d20.
Well, you still got him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because I rolled like a 14. So then the d6 plus 4, so I hit him again really well. So it'll be like 10 damage. 10 damage.
Mm-hmm. All right. He is looking really ragged. And now he is charged at Dion, is attacking Dion. So he's going to make 2 attacks against you, with one with the Great Axe and then with the other with the Morning Star, as he's enraged. 18, so that one hits, that one misses. All right. The Great Axe nails you, but the Morning Star misses. And so he does on you 14 points of damage from slashing damage from the Great Axe.
Okay.
How much damage do you have now?
And now it is your turn.
I have 39 health now.
Okay.
Options.
Let's see what you got. You got your sickle, which is 1d6. You also have your unarmed strike.
Yeah.
Flurry of blows.
I was looking at...
So any one of those, really, any one of those attacks will do it.
Okay. Let's go for Flurry of Blows.
Okay, yeah. So you spend one key point, and you get 2 unarmed strikes.
Flurry of blows is probably pretty good, yeah.
For the first unarmed strike, I got 16.
Yeah, he gets 2 strikes then.
And then for
That
the
hits.
second strike,
Go ahead, roll for damage.
22. Roll for damage.
Excellent.
2 damage. And
okay.
4 damage.
This guy is really ragged. And Will, now your turn. So he is now out of. You can run up on him and hit him with the sword, or you can go back to a range attack, whichever one, or cast a spell of some kind.
Hold on, Alexa, stop. Sorry, Susan started talking. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and stab him one last time with the sword.
Okay.
But I rolled a 13 plus. Oh, but my hit is like high on that 7.
Yeah. Yeah, his
So
armor class
20.
is 12, so you hit him, and then go ahead and roll a second time. So you have yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then roll a second time.
I rolled the exact same number, 13. And I'm going to roll a d6.
But you still hit him. Go ahead.
So 8 damage.
Okay. Nice. Okay. This he falls to his knees and begins jabbering, and what you can basically figure out, he's begging for his life.
Okay.
So he's dropped his weapons, and now he is begging, in his own language for mercy. What do you guys want to do?
Dion's gonna look at Willow and be like, do you think we could teach him to hunt something else?
I think that we have to protect. It's for the greater good. The greater good is that this character needs to be not on this planet this time. He needs to come back and try again.
I can come back and try again. I suppose I can live with that thought.
All right. Well, Dion,
it's for the greater good.
Yeah, Dion, it's your shot. You're up next in order.
Well, he decides to take the sickle.
So it's up to you. What do you want to do with them?
A sickle to humanely take off the last head.
Yeah, just do it quickly.
Yeah, because he has a big dent in it.
I rolled a 10.
Not so quick. Really want to take a shot at this?
Yeah, I'm going to use my unicorn sword and go ahead and just chop his heads off and just do, kind of take him out of his misery, right? So, oops, wrong guy. I rolled, so it would be 24. B24. Mm-hmm.
I love my dice.
Excellent. All right.
And I roll a d6. Hold on. Oh, 9 damage.
Okay. Just enough to take off both heads and finish them off.
Great.
So you successfully have slain an Etten. Now, what do you want to do with it, or nothing with it, or what? I guess you're going to have to. They're going to want some kind of proof of that you've done it. So,
is there well, first I'm going to check his body, see if there's anything in his pockets or anything like that might be helpful in that department. Otherwise, we might have to carry a stinky head.
He's just
back.
wearing some filthy. Yeah, he has some filthy animal skins for clothing. No pockets. However, there is the cave. You can always explore that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna suggest first. I'm going to I want to heal the both of us just in case we encounter something else. So I want to heal.
Okay.
I want to heal Dion. So I'm gonna cast.
Okay.
I was just looking at it. It's Cure Wounds. So 2d8 plus 7 looks like what I have to do.
And he gets the
wait. 3. Yeah, I'm gonna do level 2, so I don't use as much of my energy. I'm gonna use a 2d8 plus 7.
Okay.
So I have a d8 here, and
you don't need to roll. Remember, he has bless. No, he has that. What was the other one? Not bless, but
the hope of the beacon of hope.
But you get maximum hit points. Beacon of hope, which gives you maximum hit points on the cure.
Okay, so I don't have to
16
roll
plus
to see
7,
how much you get.
So 23.
Yeah, so that would be
right. He automatically gets the maximum amount.
Yeah, so that would be 20, 23.
20.
Yeah, which probably takes you up.
So that should put you back to maximum hit points.
And I'm going to heal myself as well.
Yeah.
Which I also have Beacon of Hope, but I lost like 12 points or something. Okay.
Yeah, so you get that back too. So you're back to maximum hit points as well.
Right.
And as you go into the stinky cave, I want you all to roll an investigation check as you root through the piles of rotting skins and just rubbish that's in there.
12.
My investigation is -1. So 15.
Okay. Both of you got high enough for this one so that you find, the first thing you find is you find another potion of healing that hasn't been used. You also find another potion that's kind of a green, murky looking color to it, but you're not quite sure what it is. There's also a dagger and a statue.
Okay.
Well, the dagger has a special sheath, and it has a brand on the dagger with a matching brand on the sheath of a star. And it looks quite sharp. And then you have a statue of a woman, but you're not really sure what it is. It's possibly made out of gold.
Okay, so I don't know if I really need the dagger, but I'm curious about the statue. So I'm going to make sure one of us picks that in our bag so we can investigate it later. Maybe get somebody to look at it and figure out what it is.
Dion will pick up the dagger, maybe.
Sounds like a great idea.
To find its owner.
Right. And
you examine the dagger, and I want you to go ahead and do an Arcana check, Dion.
10.
You're not quite sure what this dagger is, although you are certain that it has some kind of magical component to it. You're just not sure what.
So can I investigate my statue? Can I look at the statue? Can I?
Yeah, also do Arcana. Okay. Yeah, do an Arcana. Yeah, Arcana check.
So I got a 12.
You're fairly certain that this is not a magical statue. However, it is definitely made out of weighty gold. So it's possibly solid gold weighing possibly 250 gold pieces. You're guessing it may be more, maybe a little less.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to hold it in my sack.
You've thoroughly ransacked the cave. Yeah, so go ahead.
No, go ahead. We're listening. We're looking at the cave. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you've thoroughly ransacked the cave of everything that's valuable to it. Although you do, one other thing you do find is you find a short sword as well. It's actually the scabbard is all leather and rotted off, but the sword itself is pristine and razor sharp.
Okay. So is it a short sword?
Yes, it's a short sword.
So Lee's a monk, Dion's a monk, so he can't use short sword really.
Yeah.
I'll take it, and if I don't want it later, I'll sell it. Yeah, I'll sell it. Okay, and is there anything else? Should we have a steak?
All right. Well, you do have fire and 2 raw steaks that you haven't cooked yet. Although you might have to do another constitution check just for the food poisoning chance that being in that cave.
All right. No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't want to do that. Let's get out of here. Get out of this dark cave.
So you bag the heads and you use find some leather that's not too rancid in the cave to make up a sack to carry these 2 heads. And you walk back to the farm where the sheriff's waiting for you. And, of course, as soon as he comes near you, he takes that smell and he's like, dear Lord, what is that stench?
We took care of your beast problem.
Your beast is dead. So I just brought it back to prove that. And I think there's a reward for that, right?
Certainly, and he actually digs into his pocket and pulls out a sack of gold. It says, "There's a 25 reward from us for the information leading to the disposal of this beast. Of course, you're still under contract with the Adventurers Guild for their reward."
Yep. So we'll head back to there, and
it's probably
we'll take one of these heads with us if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's mid-morning. Yes. So it's mid-morning. You probably figure if you push it hard enough, you could probably make it back by late night, back to the city. So do you want to press on to the city, or do you want to stay a night at the village?
I'd say let's just get back to the Adventure Guild.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you press to the village, and back to the Adventure Guild. So you have no problems on the way back. So you ride straight through. It's late at night when you arrive back at the Adventurers Guild. You stable your horses. You get yourself a room, and at the moment, Martin's not at the front desk. It's that late at night. Okay. However, there's a note saying he'll be back in the morning. So you guys go ahead. You all go ahead and take your rest. And the next morning, Martin greets you at the front desk. Back already. Excellent work. And I see you brought back a trophy for us.
Yeah, it's a stinky one, but...
And it's like, not an Etten.
Once you clean it up, it'll look great on the wall.
And he holds it up with just... he hands that over to another guy, and he says, "Go do something with this. Bury it in the ground out there or something like that." And then he turns and he opens up the ledger and says, "Okay, so it is 100 gold pieces is your reward. I'll mark you off as complete. And you are now also full-fledged members of the guild." And he hands over a sack of 100 gold pieces to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna split the cash.
At the moment, we don't.
Cool.
Okay, so you split the guild with him. Martin says, "At the moment, we don't have an open contract yet for you, but we're expecting one in the morning. So if you go ahead, if you'd like to take the day off, we would have a contract waiting for you in the morning for you to take."
Okay. All right.
Sounds good.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to close up this session since this is a natural stopping point. And I want to thank you both for coming to the table and playing. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for
I thought it was fun.
And to all of you who are watching, yes. Thank you all, everybody who is watching now live and those that will be watching later on. This is our game of Dungeons and Dragons with the Bipolar Dragons. Thank you so much for listening. You can find us on Facebook, Facebook Live at the Bipolar Dragons, or at my fan page at Bipolar DM. Of course, don't forget to check out Izzy's show, Rainbow Soul, which is on WLFE-DB.com, and be looking for Lee's show, which is soon to be coming out. Available on, right now he's got notices on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube as well. So we'll be looking for those and eagerly awaiting your new show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for everybody for playing, and we'll go ahead and put you in the back room real quick as I do the outro. Okay. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Bipolar DM, wanting to say thank you so much for listening. And remember, everybody, well, if I can get to this, there we go. Remember, everybody, take your meds.